the 1st of February today, and I've already been down to the boat, and I've serviced the engine and cleaned up and removed the windlass, but I've got multiple jobs on at the moment. It's going to take a few weeks to do all of them, but today I'm going to be concentrating on the outboard motor, which conked out. I think there's some stuff wrong with the carb, so I'm going to strip that, get it in a big container of water, take the prop off it, put a new gasket that I got here into the carb, put fresh fuel in, strip the carb, clean the carb, and then see if it works. That's the first job of the day. What are you doing? And as you can see, I'm taking the carb off, the split gasket there, and I'm taking the propeller off as well, giving everything a good clean out, ready to put her back together again. So I'm putting fresh fuel into the outboard. I bought the highest octane fuel that I can, because it helps. These outboards need high octane to run. So I've changed it, I put a new spark plug in, and hopefully I can be able to warm the engine up, get it going, and then I can change the oil, and I've changed the gasket inside, so fingers crossed really. These things usually take a bit of time, but let's hope it goes, because it's kind of essential for me. So the prop's off, let the air in, chokes up, neutral's on, fuel is in, give it a little bit of juice, and most importantly, don't forget the kill cord, because it won't start at all without that. There we go. Let's cross. It's taken me a few hours, but I've got the outboard working, and she's So another of the projects I've been up to is I've taken off my old windlass and I'm just reconditioning it. I don't know whether I'm going to keep it or I'm going to sell it, but I've started stripping it down. I've taken off the gypsy, and now I'm just kind of there. I've put some paint stripper on it, and it's taking the old paint off, and I've got to take that back and give it a coat of paint, and probably take the windlass and the roller and have them powder coated, and the gypsy sandblasted, so it looks all nice and new, and I'll either sell that on or I'll keep it. And then on to my main project at the moment, which I'm kind of very pleased with how it's going so far. I'm making a bowsprit for Rebecca, and basically in here, if I just turn the light on, is my bowsprit. Ooh. There's a light over here too. And that is my bowsprit, and it's hanging from the ceiling at the moment because I've just started varnishing it, and I'm just about to put another coat of varnish on it now, but basically I've got a piece of 100mm by 100mm by 2 meter piece of Satika spruce, which I got from Bristol, and then basically I took it to Bridgewater, which was the only place that I could find one of the only places that I could find. It was had a lathe, specialised lathe, big enough to turn this diameter, and I've had this diameter. I sent them the bowsprit holder, and they've basically given it a mill, so I can build up my varnish here, and the roller will sit there, and that's where my spinnaker halyard will go. What have I done? I've written it down. I've done 2 coats of varnish so far. One coat, first coat with 50% thinners, second coat with 25% thinners, and then the next couple of coats will be 15% and then 5% thinners, and I'll probably do, I don't know, 10 to 16 coats to get it to get the varnish nice, but and then try and fit it on the boat. So that's been, this project's been going on for a couple of months now, but I'm getting there slowly. It's looking good. And this is the windlass that I did up. As you can see, it looks really nice now, and I did end up selling it in the end. They're really well built, those windlasses. At the beginning of the season, I started to varnish my cockpit seats, but I realised that the wood wasn't in that good condition. So I decided to make some new cockpit seats with teak, which I now know is a very expensive wood. So I've been working on a few projects and I've nearly finished them. I've nearly put the last few coats on my bowsprit, which is there. And also I've been making some cockpit seats, well, covering my old cockpit seats with teak, which has taken quite a while to do. I had to order the teak, which took about 10 days to get it made the right size with the rebates in. And then I had to cut it to size, which took ages because the seat tops are just a real odd shape. And then I had to put the sealant down and the bonding down, and that took a week to dry, and then get the bits into place, bond it down, and then I had to pipe the corking on, and I've left that for 2 days, and now this is where I'm at, the stage, and I'm just kind of sanding down the corking, as you can see there, and it's taking a while. This is the first one I started, and I've only managed to do sort of not even half of it yet, and it's taken an hour or so. So I'm going to carry on with this and see how we go. When I first purchased the boat, she came with a full complement of sails. 2 downwind sails, Genaker and a spinnaker. The Genaker, which is the blue and white sail, is an asymmetrical spinnaker, and the other symmetrical spinnaker is for completely downwind sailing, which I haven't even got round to using yet because I do a lot of single-handed sailing. The first time I put the Genaker up by myself, or attempted to, I got into a spot of bother and it ended up being ditched in the water. I dragged it out and it was fine, but I swore next time I'd get some help. Unfortunately, I haven't got wide enough lens to actually get the whole sail in the shot, and we've got a bit of fog at the moment, so it's a shame that the fog's come in and it's a bit visibility is quite low, so we've got to keep our eyes peeled. But yes, got the Genaker out, so that's another one to tick off the list. So there's the bowsprit that I made in action with the block on it, and that is attached to the tack of the Genaker, and that holds the sail in front of the push bit there, and that's why I made the bowsprit, so I could sail that. And on the way back we were visited by a couple of dolphins, and the fog lifted, which was good, and it turned into a lovely day. That day was also the first day I used my radar for the first time, because we went straight into fog, and all we could hear was the horns of obviously a very large ship. So as soon as we raised the sail, the fog came in, and we had to put the radar on to make sure we weren't going to crash into anything, and actually let our foghorn sound our foghorn a few times just to make sure nothing hit us. One thing I will say about the boating community is that they like to help each other out. Today Max is flying his drone. So Phil gave me a hand that day sailing my boat and helping me put up my Genaker. And on another day I said I'd help him take his boat because he wanted to get some drone footage. Teething problems at first, but eventually Louis managed to get the drone all synced up with his controller and off she went at quite a rip. It was quite exciting to watch a drone shoot off a boat like that. I'd never really seen a drone working up close before.
I'm more worried about it coming back than going out.
It's working, it's working.
Got it.
Oh, success.
Right,
Alright, so we're golden. Yeah.
we're happy.
Here we are sailing out to Blackpool Sands. We stayed there for a bit and got some shots around the bay and some overhead shots, and Phil wanted to get some shots of his boat with his cruising shoot or Genaker out as well. So we had some lunch, brought the drone back in, got the boat going, and then sent it out again to get some shots of Phil's boat with the Genaker out. So we started to head back to Dartmouth. We managed to get Phil's Genaker up. There it is. And all in all, it had been a pretty cool day. The weather was fantastic. We had light winds, flat seas, and we managed to do all the things we wanted to do. We managed to fly the drone and we managed to get it back, which was good because, you know, they're obviously expensive. I'd like to maybe get one in the future, but for the moment I can't really afford it. And then of course the day was topped off by having dolphins around the boat on the way back. So all in all, a pretty good day.
See, got it all today.
So eventually I managed to get the Genaker, my Genaker, up by myself. So we decided to have a tandem sail to Salcombe. But more about that next time. Well, I hope you enjoyed this episode, and now I'm going to leave you with some of the drone shots that we took that day. I think they turned out pretty well. And with a bit of my music, this is called Nostromo Dub. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this week's episode. If you have, please press like and subscribe. I'm sorry, I know it's boring, but I've got to ask you because it really does help me out. So thanks very much in advance for doing that. I'm not sure what I got in store for you next time, but until then, take care.